Hi there, this is your friend Anna, and the question that I've been getting the most from all of my friends is, what are we wearing? This age-old question isn't just about choosing an outfit, it's about choosing how we present ourselves to the world. I created the I Want Her Shoes podcast to dive deep into what it means to dress with intention, whether you're heading to a council meeting or just having a casual day out with your family. Join the conversation as we explore the power of personal style and the decisions that shape our public personas. Put on your favorite pair of shoes and step into my closet. Welcome back to I Want Her Shoes podcast, where we explore ambition, identity, reinvention, and the women building success on their own terms. I'm your host, Anna Anisin, and today's conversation is for every woman who has ever achieved something significant and still found herself asking, is this sustainable? I feel like we all ask ourselves that because high performance is often celebrated, right? But what happens when success comes at the expense of your health or your relationships or even your peace of mind, which probably is the most important. And today's guest knows a thing or two about performing under pressure. Marisa Messana is a former professional golfer and one of the most decorated student athletes in Clemson history. That's amazing. And now she's a high performance advisor helping executives, entrepreneurs, and leaders create what she calls a personal operating system, which is a framework for achieving extraordinary results without sacrificing things that really matter. And I was actually at one of your, I think it was actually kind of in the beginning, you were starting to do that. And I really loved your story. And I thought that how you're applying your experience from golf and like the discipline and everything and how you're translating into this other world is brilliant. So I'm really excited to dive in.
Thank you.
And this is a conversation about discipline, leadership, burnout, energy, ambition, and creating a version of success that actually feels good to live, right? Like versus just like always trying to like get to the next thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people just find yourself like in the hamster situation.
And you're time and time again.
Yeah, well, Marisa, before we dive into all these things, can you tell us about yourself? Where did you grow up?
Yeah.
And how did you end up back in this area? Now I know you're back in Fort Lauderdale,
So born and raised in South Florida. I went to high school here, played junior golf. I was then recruited to Clemson University, and I led our team to the national championship for the first time in the history of the program, which is a pretty cool time. And then from graduating from Clemson, getting my master's, I then turned pro, and so was competing all over the country until about 4 years ago. I made the decision to come back, where I came back to Miami. Now I go back between Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and it's been a super rewarding ride.
No, that's amazing. And I met you probably around 3 years ago, after you moved here, through our friend Nicole, who is amazing. So Marisa, golf is one of the most mentally demanding sports in the world, and you shared that story. What did the years of competing at an elite level teach you about pressure, discipline, and also performance?
Yeah, oh my gosh, I would call it an entire journey of self-mastery in every component, right? Physically, mentally, and emotionally. And so I think what I really learned throughout the course of all of those stages, again, from junior golf to playing golf professionally, and now even in my life as an entrepreneur, personally and professionally, that it comes down to getting so clear on what does that ideal world look like to you in every aspect, and being tunnel vision on doing what it takes to get there, and being able to quiet all of the noise and the chaos that we're inevitably going to experience on this ride, and create that calmness from within and that certainty within yourself. That's super powerful.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And I think most people think high performers simply just work harder. But you've built an entire practice around helping people operate differently. What do most people get wrong about high performance? Because I feel like it's all about high performance. Like, we need to be high performers.
No, right? It's like 100% in this area. And so what I found is that what I tend to see is that high performers are living in the extremes. And so it's so important to actually do the small routines and rituals that compound over time and lead to massive results. So it's not just going tunnel vision all in on your business and completely neglecting your health and your family and whatever it is that's most important to you. It's having the ability to really zoom out and say, okay, what is most important and what are those minimum standards that I need to be hitting in order to move the needle in my work life, as well as my family and within my health. And so that's where we'll be able to zoom out and really get very intentional about, okay, how can we have the whole package without dropping the ball in one area because we're so tunnel vision on the other.
Yeah, and I think that's very hard because I feel like a lot of the time you do have to work 12 to 15 hours a day when you start a business. But then, like, you literally don't have anything time to do anything else, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And there's seasons to that. So that's where it's such an important ritual to be able to zoom out and say, okay, you know, we don't have infinite time. So with the finite time that we have, how can we be extremely intentional and making sure that we're doing those tasks that really move the needle and just prioritizing, okay, let's say we have 30 days that we want to set these containers of, okay, this is really important for me to go all in because I'm prepping for a launch in my business. Okay, and then how can we have the next 30 days that maybe we're spending more time with family, we're going on that vacation. And so you're able to shift depending on that season. And that season could be 30 days, it could be a week, it could be 90 days, it could be a year. And having that ability and someone like myself to come and really help you pull yourself out of the hamster wheel and hold you accountable to making intentional decisions based on what season you're in is super powerful.
yeah, no, I agree. And let's now talk a little bit about personal operating system. What is that? And it sounds to me leaders needed, people needed, because they do need to be pulled out of this.
Yes, totally. I mean, it is literally the system that I created for my own well-being, health, and performance when I was competing. And so really what it is it's a systems and process and a framework that I've created to help be a top performer and be extremely ambitious in whatever area it is, whatever industry it is that you're working in professionally, while also not compromising your health, your relationships, and your own value system. Do you even know what your values are? And then how can I support my clients in really understanding and uncovering what that is for them authentically, and then making sure that their calendar and their activities and their commitments actually align with wherever it is that we're building towards.
No, I think that's wonderful, and we need more of this because a lot of folks, at least that have been on this podcast or that listen to this, they're going through transitions, you know, they're like in the, you know, so this is like a perfect thing to check out.
Yeah.
And one of the pillars of your work is energy, and I'm all about energy as well.
Yeah.
Why do you believe energy management is actually more important than time management?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I mean,
that's like, 'cause it could be controversial sometimes.
yeah, I mean, it's
Like,
directly correlated, right? So yes, I am working on time management with my clients, but it is also energy, because how are you showing up in each of those time blocks? And the more energy you have, the more impact that you can create. So there's different levers that we'll identify with my clients on whether it's their sleep habits, their food and the nutrients that they're fueling themselves with, or maybe it's their movement, and really identifying where are those gaps and are they feeling extremely energized and excited to show up every day? All right, great. Then we're going to probably go invest more into the mental or the emotional side. But if they're exhausted every day, they're not really enjoying what they're doing. Okay, the energy is literally the capacity that you have to hold all of these responsibilities. So if you're not taking care of your health and your energy, it's going to
how
be
are you
really
going to do that 15-hour day then? Right? Like, and I think,
Yes, it is the vessel that you need to invest in order to show up for your family, for your work, in all the different areas. So it is really foundational that we address that.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great answer. And so many successful people look great on paper, but they feel exhausted behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Why do you think burnout has become so common among high achievers? And I hear it all the time, you know, but people don't like, I feel like not, when people are going through it, like they don't share that because I feel like it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Right? Or like it's a
Yeah.
fail almost, like I'm weak. So like, how do we deal with this and why are we seeing more of it? Is it because
Yeah.
people are hiding this or?
Yeah, I think a big root of the issue is that we're living lives that are not in alignment with what our true strengths and gifts and interests are. So if you're highly invested in something that you want to invest all of your time and effort in, it actually should be giving energy back to you. But when you're stuck in some type of role or responsibility that really doesn't align with what you truly want to be doing in the world, then yes, that's going to lead to the
there's a
internal
lot of people that
dissonance.
have been doing this for 30 years and they're like, wait, like I don't want to do
Yes.
it. Yeah.
And so that's where we come in and actually, pause to think, is what I'm doing now building the life that I want to create? And that's okay if it's no longer. It may have been aligned in one season of your life, but now it's time to transition into that next season where maybe your values have shifted. Maybe your interests and your endeavors are different than what they were. And that's the beautiful thing of life.
Yeah, no, I love that answer as well. And you work with executives, founders, and leaders in transition, just like we talked about everybody right now. I feel like is going through some kind of transition. It's a year of it. What are some of the patterns that you're seeing over and over again? Maybe like the top 3.
Yeah, I mean, I would say definitely neglecting their health. That's something that far too often, unfortunately, we wait until there's an emergency to actually invest in those habits that are so foundational for our health and well-being. As well as our relationships, and neglecting to make time to have those crucial conversations of what it's like to be human. And that could be with your business partner, that could be with your significant other, your family, but how can we make these conversations more approachable in order to build the life that you want? So, getting very clear on what does that vision look like for you and your executive team? What does that vision look like for your family? Making sure that we're all opting into that vision, and then we're having conversations regularly, checking in on one another to make sure that we're holding each other accountable to living and behaving in alignment with what we're trying to create together.
Right.
It's so important, and it's something that's so easily to be dismissed, but it really is rituals that you can identify. Is that something we do weekly? Is that something we do monthly? It's going to be different, but it's invaluable in setting yourself up for success in the long term.
So balance, is it possible to have? Because I mean, okay, I hear both. Like some people say no, they just say like, you explained it earlier, like you just have to do this for 30 days and that's like, there's no balance.
Yeah. So I am definitely not a proponent of balance per se. I don't think that all things should be equal. Okay, it's going to be different based on who you are and what your values are and your interests are.
What's a better goal then?
A better goal would be to, again, get very clear on, okay, ideally, what do you want? And then what we do is that we'll identify those seasons where we're investing more heavily in one thing versus another thing, as well as checking in regularly. So that's something like, let's say, for example, you say that family is very important to you, but even that in itself can be very different from one person versus another. One person would say, okay, well, that means that I want to drop my kids off at school every day. That's a non-negotiable for them that really brings them joy, that they want to show up for their kids. Whereas someone else says, yes, family is important for me, but actually I really prioritize that deep work block that I have in the morning, that I'd rather invest in my work during that time and then show up for my family in the evening, where then I could be fully proud, close the door of what I did in my work life to then show up professionally. And there's different ways that you can express that value to you. I mean, some people say, I have a great relationship with my mom and they only see them once a month. Whereas some people are like, no, I need to see my mom every day. So there's different standards that you need to know what's best for you. And then once we set that regular cadence, that habit and ritual, we'll check in with someone like myself where we'll say, okay, I was there with them once a week. Was that too much or was that actually not enough? And then we'll adjust based on how we feel once we're actually living in alignment with that lifestyle.
No, that's great advice. Thank you so much for sharing that. And you've gone through your own evolution from being an athlete to being an advisor. How has your definition of success changed over the years? Because I'm sure it has.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I would say that what it comes down to is that I perceive my success no longer from the accolades externally, but more internally, and being as proud of myself and how I feel internally than I was when I had all of the accolades. And we can still pursue those endeavors, but making sure that it actually aligns with what you want intrinsically. And that will actually accelerate your growth instead of fighting against yourself, which we do far too often. It's just listen to those signs of your body, your mind, your heart, your soul. And it actually is way more rewarding and way more successful over time.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. No, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
And one thing I noticed in your advisory framework is that relationships are just as important as performance. Why do relationships play such a critical role in leadership?
Totally. I mean, if I look back at the most rewarding moments of my career, it was always in relationship with someone else. So when you think about professionally, all of the best contracts and opportunities that I created and that came to me were through relationships that I had developed, whether it was over the course of years or even from showing up and genuinely going to this one event with the intentions of creating great relationships that then led to that opportunity. So professionally, of course, it's extremely important. And then personally, oh my gosh, whether it's with my boyfriend and the challenges that we've experienced together, but then have overcome, or whether it's with the friends that I'm able to be connected with, it's so much better and more rewarding when you're doing it together and being there to support one another, celebrate one another. And there's something that I saw on LinkedIn recently. It was holding the corner, or whose corner of the mat are you holding? And are they holding that corner of the mat for you? And it's so true, you know, are you showing up for other people? And in return, are they showing up for you? And I think that it's so important to be in community with people that you have aligned values and interests, because then they will be there for you and vice versa. And it's just the most rewarding journey.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think that's what kind of gives us that extra strength, right? To have not just the relationships, but the community, too, right? Like around.
Yes.
So to be more successful. And many women listening are juggling careers, families, caregiving, businesses, personal goals. What advice would you give to women who feel stretched in every direction?
Yeah.
And they can't necessarily talk to a coach, you know? They kind of have to figure things out on their own.
Yeah, totally. I would say really just hold yourself accountable to zooming out and looking over the course of 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I mean, we have decades on this earth, right? So I think for some reason, well, I guess I shouldn't say for some reason, it is a very valid reason. They have women or babies and a family to take care of right now. But zoom out and say, do I want to be all in for this year for my family, for these 3 years? And then I can invest more heavily in my career after at that point. And again, we're just setting up those containers, whether it's 90 days, a year.
Containers, I like that.
Yes. Yes, seriously. And then checking in every few weeks on, okay, how does this feel right now? And you can say, okay, I want to take the next 90 days to really go all in on my business. Yes, of course, you're showing up for your family, but maybe not as much. After those 90 days, if you're like, that was horrible, I never want to do that again. Okay, well, hold yourself accountable to making the next 90 days different, right? And that's an exercise in itself that's so powerful. And it's okay. You're going to make mistakes, but making sure that you're pausing to learn from that and understanding and building that discernment of your own values and what you want for your life, because it is hard. Everyone tells you what you should be doing, but you have to build in those moments to get quiet, pause, and really understand what do you want from within, and then take action in alignment with that.
That's great advice. Easier said than done, though. You know,
totally.
you know that, you know.
Totally. And that's what it is for the high performers. They're the ones that actually take action in alignment with this lifestyle. It's hard, but those that will actually behave in alignment with that will see the results.
Yeah. Truth. And you've worked with some incredibly successful leaders. What separates the people who thrive long-term from those who really burn out quickly?
Yeah, again, it comes down to the alignment of them truly enjoying the journey. I mean, I always think of my boyfriend when I think of this, because his career has been extremely challenging. For 11 years, he plays baseball professionally.
That's a long career to have. I mean, 11 years is a long time for a baseball player.
Yes, and it's by no means a smooth ride. The adversity, the volatility, all of the things, the uncertainty that he navigates is incredible. And so many people are like, wow, you know, how do you do that? There's so many of his friends that have dropped out because it's just no longer, it's too difficult for them.
Right.
But because he has the love of the game and the passion for what he's doing and showing up on that journey every single day, he's committed to it. And it's just such a great example of if you truly love what you're doing, then
and
you
probably because he has you by his side too as a coach to keep him in there, you know.
We're in it together. Absolutely.
But let's talk a little bit about your style. Because I mean, as I said, I've seen you a lot in your beautiful, you know, golf outfits. But how has that evolved as you've evolved as well, from being an athlete to you know, now a coach? You know.
Yeah, it's been interesting to think about.
You still play golf too, you know. So
yeah, totally. I mean, I think what this question, it brings me back to 7th grade, and I remember being on the high school golf team as a 7th grader, and they gave us the uniform of a white collared shirt and khaki shorts, which were the same outfits that the boys were wearing.
Oh my God, that's scary.
Yes.
You're like.
And I remember looking at this and saying, okay, this is not it. This has got to change. So I literally started calling women's golf brands. And I remember I ended up getting a brand to sponsor our women's golf team as a 7th grader. That
Look at you. That's amazing. Yes.
Funny enough, the brand was called Loudmouth Golf. So if you can imagine, it was bright, bold patterns that these girls were stepping onto the course and competing in, which I think was just an example of being a trailblazer and saying, listen, this is not how I want to show up. I want to be bold. I want to have fun. I want to be bright, brilliant, and beautiful, right? And so we can do that on the golf course. And now I think that style has really translated to the workplace, and I like bold, bright colors, you know?
Like you're wearing now, which I love as well. So I think it's amazing, you know, because I feel like Like, color really gives energy out, and if you're a happy person, I feel like you wear color.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I'm not saying, like, you're depressed if you're wearing all black, because sometimes it's a trend, but I feel like
Totally.
here in South Florida, like, you feel a little happier because you have a little more sun, you know, and you will want to wear more color.
Yeah, sure.
So, because I feel like it's too hot in black, too. You can't go out there, you just get there.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
But what are some of your personal non-negotiables today? Like the habits, practices, or rituals that keep you grounded and performing at your best, like even after?
Yeah, I mean, we could do a whole podcast in itself of my routine and all of the things that I'm doing in every area of my life. But one, I would say that, you know, to your point of staying grounded, that's been so important to me is what I call my mental gym. And so every morning I wake up and I fuel my soul of checking in and saying, you know, really tuning in with your body, your heart, your mind, and okay, what do I need in this moment? And depending on the season, there will be different rituals that I'll incorporate into that mental gym routine. So for example, right now, one of the things that I really enjoy doing is I'll dedicate anchors to some of the things that I know that I want to program my mind in from the moment that I wake up. Yeah, for example, one of the ones that I love and I have always had a part of my routine in some capacity is being rooted, not rushed. And for someone like myself and many top performers, we want to go, go, go. We're fast, we're quick, we execute. However, you know, there's a spectrum of that. And so we need to wheel it back sometimes. And so that's just a really great anchor for me that actually serves as a meditation throughout the entire day where I'm returning back to that centered state of being rooted and not rushed. It's inevitable that we have a lot of things that are going on, but because I've programmed my mind to remember to be rooted, not rushed from the beginning of the day, it's much easier for me to return back to center over the course of the day when inevitably we're going to get off and then we return back.
That's really great advice.
Yes.
And you're going to be a great parent. Like you have all the tools for all this. Well, did you bring a pair of shoes?
Yes.
Okay, are you wearing them?
Yes.
Okay, so take one off.
Okay.
And we can talk about it.
Okay, it's funny. I hadn't realized.
They're really, really sexy and they're pink too, and they match your outfit.
When in Rome, I thought I had.
Yes. Okay, let's see what they are and you tell the story.
Fun shoes. Okay, so.
And they're like, they're like crocodile.
Oh yeah. Oops. They're, I guess, a little more complicated than I thought they would be. Here we go. I guess they would have been nice to see them on, but that's okay. So
yeah, describe them for the folk. For those folks that are not.
Yes, the reason why I chose these shoes is when I was looking in my closet and I thought, what is a meaningful pair of shoes that I could bring to talk about? And I saw these shoes and I remembered that every time I wear these shoes, I get the most compliments out of any other pair of shoes that I wear. And it reminded me.
They're just stylish.
Totally. They're fun, right? I remember I was looking in Wisconsin at some boutique and I grabbed them. But the story behind it really that reminded me of is when I think I was like 6 years old. And I remember being in an elevator with my mom and I saw this woman who was wearing this beautiful dress. And so I whispered to my mom, wow, her dress is so beautiful. And my mom was like, okay, so tell her. And I remember from that moment, it stuck with me that if you see beauty in another woman, you tell her, you compliment her, you appreciate and celebrate the beautiful things about her, both externally and internally. And it's something that has been so impactful in my life and how I've always appreciated being able to celebrate other women, give them compliments, show them gratitude. And it's so impactful that that's what the shoes reminded me of.
I love it. And it's like a pointy toe open, like it's a really cool, like snake, hot pink.
Yeah,
it's
very fun.
And I love that story. And I agree because I feel like that's not, I mean, I think it's more common now than it was when I was growing up, like women were more competitive,
totally.
So, and I think that's really beautiful that now we have a different mindset because I've always been about elevating other women, especially if you already had your shine, it's nice to give other people a chance to succeed, and put them forward.
Totally. No, I think that giving compliments, showing gratitude, I mean, and even if it's not
something... change somebody's like life.
Totally.
Like you don't even realize they might be like going through something really, you never know. And you like that one little thing that you said just changes everything.
Yes.
So.
Energy is
Go give a compliment to somebody.
Yes, this is your call to action.
Yes. All right, well, let's do this or that.
Okay.
Early morning workout or evening walk?
Oh, early morning workout.
Yes, same. Okay, golf course or beach day?
I gotta say for the movement, to be honest, I don't want to be stagnant on the beach, so I'll go with the golf course.
Coffee meeting or walking meeting?
Walking.
Yes. Planner or intuition?
Ooh, so I plan in order to create the freedom and creativity to lean into my intuition. So I think it's
both. I like that. I like that. Sneakers or heels or both?
Sneakers during the day, heels at night.
Love it. Discipline or motivation?
Discipline.
Luxury hotel or wellness retreat?
Wellness retreat.
Yeah. Big goals or daily habits?
Daily habits.
Winning or learning?
Learning.
Power suit or golf dress?
Power suit. Yeah.
Achievement or alignment?
Alignment.
Work harder or work smarter?
Working smarter.
Smarter, yeah. Definitely. Calendar freedom or financial freedom?
Oof.
Both.
Calendar freedom,
Yes.
but you gotta have the financial freedom to do that.
Yes, exactly. Personal growth book or podcast?
Ooh, podcast.
Perfect round of golf or perfect vacation?
Perfect vacation. Yeah.
Love that. Marisa, thank you so much for this conversation. And I think so many women have spent years chasing achievement, checking boxes, and proving what's possible. But what I love about your message is that true performance isn't about doing more. It's really about doing it better, right? Like, and finding out what you really actually want to do.
Yes.
And it's really about creating systems that support your energy, which is really important, and your relationships, health, and your goals. And to everyone listening, success should not require sacrificing yourself. You don't have to choose between ambition and well-being. You don't have to earn exhaustion to prove you're working hard enough anymore. And maybe the next level of leadership isn't about pushing harder. Maybe it's about learning how to thrive, right?
Yes. Thank you so much. This is such a great conversation. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and if you want to connect with Marisa, you are on LinkedIn. We'll share all the links.
Yes.
And
LinkedIn would be awesome. That's where I'm most active. So follow along. I'm always sharing content that will be helpful in some way. And reach out to me directly. I'm always happy to have a conversation and support in any way that I can.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is amazing.
Thank you.
All right. Well, the last part is I'm going to ask you to pick a pair of shoes from here that represent you the best.
Oh.
And then we're going to take a Polaroid.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I love that idea.
And I think you'll have a lot of choices. I know.
So much to choose from. You know what's funny? I saw these when we were chatting. It kind of looks like golf balls, the disco balls.
Oh, these?
When we were chatting, I was like, are those? And then I realized that's so
Disco
cute.
balls.
Oh my gosh. I love every single pair of shoes are incredible. Oh my goodness. How do I choose? Wow.
I know it's hard, but you could do it.
I'm also just want to take a moment to admire them all because they're so cool. Oh my gosh.
Years of collection curation. Now I'm way more picky because I don't have anywhere to put more of them. I even have more, but I don't have room.
Okay, so this is funny. It's coming to me, the blue. So I've been seeing
Which one, this?
Yes. I've been seeing.
These are really cool, and they're actually made for rain.
Oh,
isn't that cool?
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so
My son loves those.
Oh,
He always puts them on. I don't know why. He loves them walking around in my life.
That's so funny.